so to just recapitulate that idea, so to divide our labor is a further rationalization of our labor beyond what Locke was talking about, right? It is a infinitesimal sort of rationalization, a mathematical sort of rationalization of our labor, right? It's cutting ourselves up into tiny parts, so to speak. And when we divide our labor in that sense, it makes us more productive, profitable, and efficient. Okay, um, and so that's that idea, and then the basic idea. So that's the basic idea of the division of labor, right? So that's why we're basically what we're here to talk about with Smith, right? So he's going to move the argument of labor beyond the idea of property that Locke talked about, and I'll move it to this idea of the division of labor. Marx will come back to this idea, but before we get to Marx, let's just go over a few other notions that are important for Adam Smith. Remember, Adam Smith is or the Wealth of Nations is considered the Bible of capitalism. Often quoted, rarely read. So there's a lot more to talk about it. And an example of more to talk about is right here I've moved the text to chapter 2, which is part of your reading, the first part here, where he talks about a notion or an idea of the market or the free market. And he says the division of labor arises from a propensity in our human nature, which is a propensity to truck barter and exchange one thing for another. Okay, so basically he's talking about the marketplace. Now, usually we think of it the other way around. First there's labor and then there's the market, but he's talking about the market in this sort of primordial sense, right? That we're curious, inquisitive, acquisitive creatures. We like to, do different things, experience different things, and so we trade. And when we start to trade things, we have to come up with equivalences about what we're trading. And so once you start thinking that way, then you start to know what people want. Once you know what people want, then you know what to put your labor into or mix your labor with. And then once you know what to mix your labor with, then you can divide your labor. So that's sort of the way Adam Smith uh, sees it. Okay. Um, the next thing we want to look at is the notion of enlightened self-interest.